Hey, thank you so much for coming back to a Dancer's Perspective podcast where you get to listen to some pretty interesting performers and their perspective about their training, work in the industry, and how they navigate their career. I am Siobhan, I am your host, and as always, I appreciate your love and support behind the podcast. Just a friendly reminder that this podcast is all about friendly conversation and not a professional help platform. And all content has been approved by all parties involved, and the perspective and opinions from the individuals are that of their own. Hello everybody, welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with the lovely Paige and I cannot wait to get into today's episode. Just quickly before we get in, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who listens. I'm so excited to announce that we've had more than 400 downloads since we opened, which is incredible, so I really appreciate your support. But without further ado, welcome Paige. How you doing, girl?
I'm good, thank you. I'm super excited. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Well, why don't you go with introducing yourself and what today's episode is going to be about?
Oh, okay. So hi, I'm Paige. A little bit about me. I was born in Auckland, New Zealand. I started dancing at the age of 4 years old. My grandma took me to dance class and I fell in love with it. And then I did competitions at 5 years old. I moved over to Disney. I moved over to Melbourne in 2017 when I was 17 years old to further my career in dance. I trained at Jason Coleman's Ministry of Dance for 2 years, and in my second year of full time, I was lucky enough to get Disneyland Paris for my first audition. I am now currently still dancing, teaching, auditioning, doing all the things, drumming, all of that, and today's episode will be about my first contract at Disneyland Paris.
Woohoo! So excited. And if anyone's not following Paige, you must make sure you follow her because her Instagram is lit.
Oh,
so
stop
good.
it.
What made you try out for Disneyland? Was it just like it's an audition, I gotta go, or was it like, no, this is something I really want? Like, what was your thought process behind it?
Yeah, I mean, it has always been my dream to do what I love, to work overseas, whether it was a theme park or a cruise ship or something. And I saw this advertisement pop up at full time. And I was like, I have to go. It's in Paris, for one.
Yeah.
It's Disneyland, which is like the happiest place in the world. And number three, it is a tap show, and tap is my main love. It is my thing. So yeah, I just thought it was the perfect opportunity and the right time to chase my dreams.
Amazing. And talk us through like the audition process. Like I know it was your first contract and it was a bit of a while ago, but why don't you talk through your audition process, like what you did to prepare for it? What did the audition look like? What helped you in the audition if you can remember and everything like that?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that was back in 2018. It was
Pre-COVID.
yeah. I have to think back a minute. No, it was, I remember it clear as day. It was a very long audition process, probably the longest audition I've ever done in my life. There was a jazz round, a tap round, a partnering round, and there was a cut after each one. The tap round was also improv as well as a combo. After that, we had to do a final round of filming. So we had to do it all again by ourselves and talk to the camera and say why we wanted the job, why Disneyland Paris, what sparks your interest, like all of those things, yeah, to the camera. So we had to talk as well as remember all the combos from hours ago.
Holy moly.
So that was a bit crazy, but it was really awesome. I feel like what helped me was I knew some of the people who did it before, which helped.
Yeah.
So I was like, what was it like? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
And I feel like the main thing was it's a tap show and it states that you have to dance in 3-inch heeled tap shoes. And at the time, I didn't have heeled tap shoes. I just had the flat soled shoes and I was like the split soles. I was like, what am I going to do? So I asked around. I borrowed the heel tap shoes to fit into the character. I did a lot of research. I typed up what they were looking for specifically. So wearing a bright color, I wore a blue leotard with a white ballet skirt with tan fishnets, tan chorus heels with my tan heeled tap shoes, and my hair was super slick in a high pony because they love presentation. They don't like any messiness.
They don't like messiness. Paris likes clean.
Nah, it's very clean, like Disney princess feel. So
Yeah.
did a lot of research for that.
Yeah, amazing. And like being in the audition room, was there a lot of people as well? Like, how did you go navigating like so many people, learning the choreo, and then trying to perform?
A lot of people. There was a huge audition, but they kind of split it into groups. So you had time to rest and go over it and be like, what was the choreo like? And everyone was so friendly and nice, and we all helped each other out. And obviously we just want the best for everyone. And it was a really nice, friendly audition. It was just, again, a super long day.
Yes, simply you just want to be happy and at the end of it, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, talk us through when you got to Paris. What was it like? Like, had you been to Paris before? Did you know like a little bit of French or anything like that? Like, talk us through just that whole situation.
Yeah, well, I had never been to Europe, never been to Paris. It's always been on my bucket list.
Yeah.
That was like, wow, when I got there, it was super magical. Loved the architecture and the pastries.
Oh, the pastries, I could just imagine. Yum.
It was so good. I tried Duolingo for a bit, but French is really hard. So I only knew kind of hello, goodbye.
Please help.
That's it. That's it. Maybe a please.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say help. So very, very minimal. Yeah.
Very, very minimal. And when you got there with your like accommodation stuff, did you stay in the park or did they organize like a hotel for you, or did you have to organize your own accommodation? Like that whole process, because you're not just, going to a new contract, you're moving countries, you're moving like so many things around.
Yeah.
Talk us through like those challenges and everything.
Yeah, so we didn't stay in the park specifically. It was near the park. It was an area called like Ceres.
Yeah.
We stayed at a Disney residency that they put us in. Um,
Yeah.
we did have to pay for our rent,
Right.
which was a little bit of a setback, but
Yeah.
it came with, we had our own units. Everyone was kind of staying in the same Disney residency, so we felt safe. We had like
Yeah.
a security guard at the front. We had our own units with our own kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, so it was really nice. And then my best friend was like living right next door to me, so we were just kind of like
It's nice.
houses, and like cooked dinners for each other. There was also a common room, a games room, so all of us were kind of going into those and like
Yeah.
spending time as a cast. Some people lived in Paris, so they just had their own houses, but for
Yeah.
us, I feel like all our cast was pretty much all Aussie,
Yeah.
all the dancers, so we were based there. There was like a bus stop right outside, so we had to also pay for a bus fare, but that took us about 10 minutes to get to the park.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy.
It
But just
sounds like
living in Paris, the language barriers, super tricky. Yeah.
it sounds like such a nice like lifestyle and community. Like, yes, unfortunately you have to pay for your accommodation and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know how that worked out with like what your pay was and then how much you had to pay and how much was going into actual renting. But the community you probably would have built and just the connections you would have made and the memories and everything like that would have just been unreal.
Yeah, I feel like the cast definitely makes it because you are living with them. My contract was 4 months, so you're living with them every day, you're dancing with them every day, and I actually met my best friend on this contract.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, just being around them and hanging out with them every day, I think it's really important to build up that community. Even like having games nights and burger nights every night.
Taco
It's really
Tuesday.
nice. Yeah.
No, amazing. And with like going back to like the renting and stuff, did you find that, and you don't have to answer this one if you don't want to, but did you find that you were able to save as well as live and then having to pay rent and all that? Or was it more so just being
I,
there?
I feel like it's a tiny bit of savings. I feel
Yeah,
like I went more for the experience and the opportunity because it's obviously
yeah,
you're
it's
living in
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
I feel like the main thing is the rent, which is fine, but also Disney tax, which I had no clue about. Disney tax and French tax takes it out of you. So it's just kind of like I had no clue. I was like, what is all this money?
What is that? What is that? Talk us because I haven't heard of that either.
Neither. Well, I still don't really know much about it, to be honest, but they had to take a certain percent out of our paycheck for Disney tax and French tax. Plus, I was
Really?
paying my agent commission at the time. So it was just, and
Oh,
then
girl, and then rent.
just everything was kind of leaving. And I was like, you know what? This is just a really cool experience and opportunity. Um,
Yeah,
so it wasn't really, I wasn't really saving much, but honestly, I didn't really care. I think
yeah.
the show in itself was my dream show, and I had to pinch myself every single time I was there. So yeah,
You went for a different thing rather than just to save money and all that kind of stuff,
yeah.
which is great. Which is great. What's the biggest misconception people have about working at Disneyland?
Hmm.
I
I
know,
feel
hard
like
question.
people, that's, yeah, it's a really tricky question. I feel like people are like, Disney is a fairy tale job. Like it must be so easy. And to a certain extent, yes, it is like the happiest place in the world. Like I loved being there, but honestly, it was the hardest show I've ever done in my entire life.
Yeah, right.
Um, you, I've never worked so hard. Like it, be prepared to work hard. We did 5 shows a day, 5 days a week. There was a physio on site, but the characters needed it more. So for the dancers, we all got injured dancing in 3-inch heels, and our shows are half an hour long. So dancing in 3-inch heels, running, doing wings, all of that stuff, shin splints and
Yeah,
injuries. And I feel like the French, they don't really look after us as much if we've got an injury. They were just pretty much, we can replace you at any time. So
right.
yeah, so I was dancing on my shin splint injuries, and my friend Claire was helping me cut my legs on our days off because we had 2 days off.
Yeah,
Um, so it was just dancing through our injuries, but also French love to do things the old-fashioned way,
yeah,
which
right.
we've learnt the hard way. I think opening up a French bank account and stuff, they don't do anything like online, like digital. I feel like emails they don't really do. It's all like kind of posting or through
Oh
letters. So it's
gosh.
really tricky with the language barrier to open up a French bank account.
Oh
Um,
my goodness. I could just imagine.
so I feel like yes, yeah. I think with it being a fairy tale, yes, but also there is so much more that goes behind it that there is
Mhm.
a lot of roadblocks in the way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. And that's the thing, like people are like, oh, Disneyland, yay! Like, happiest place on earth, and you're like, oh.
yeah. Yeah, it's willing to be adaptable for anything. Yeah, it's tricky.
I think it's so good for dancers to know that because, like, you see the auditions come up, you see like the videos and stuff like that, but you don't get to see the preparation that it takes to actually get into a Disney show. Talk
Yeah.
us through like your roles and like your like training in a sense when you got there. How did you learn the shows, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so we had kind of like a month of our rehearsal period. So we would go in and learn the shows in chunks. Um, we had to, which is, I feel like everyone needs to know this. We learnt every single track, every single person's position, which is wild
That's
because
crazy.
with each show day, it would change what track you are. So track 1 and 2 are mic'd. You have to be mic'd because you've got a mini solo. So, and then yeah, track 3 and 4, you're just kind of placed. Um,
Right.
it is a while ago, so I'm just trying to remember. But
No, no, take your time, girl.
I remember track 1 and 2 were the solos, and yeah, so we would have kind of like 2 shows in the morning, a break, and then 3 shows in the arvo. So the 2 in the morning would be you're on track 1, and then the other you're track 4. So every single day you're a different track, and you have to know everyone's position, who you're partnering with. It changes every single day.
No.
Yeah, so that was the hardest part, I guess. I just had my notebook and was writing every single track. So that was the hardest part, I would say, of the whole rehearsal process, was trying to figure out what tracks I am.
Yeah.
Because you can't just focus on just your own. If you were track
Yeah.
1, you have to focus on everyone else's track. Especially if you're a swing, if someone
Yeah.
gets injured on the spot, you have to run in straight away and get into the track. So I feel like it was actually a really good thing that we did have, and it was
Yeah.
a good learning curve, so we could just whip in. We know exactly what's going on. Yeah, the rehearsal process it was long, but yeah, I think it was just to do with all those tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's not like your cast is like one or two people, like it's a
Oh,
few people.
yeah, it's a whole cast. We've got a big band, singing. We've got singers, we've got dancers, we've got characters. So it's a lot of it's a
A lot
lot
of
of
moving parts.
yeah, a lot of moving parts to it. Yeah.
Holy moly, I had no idea.
Yeah, most people don't. And yeah, that's what I would love to get out to people, is make sure, even when you're, rehearsing for something, make sure you know everyone's part, because it's really important.
Yeah. And I think so many people have this idea, and not to take anything away from cruise ships or anything like that, but so many people have this idea that the cruise ship shows and stuff like that are a lot harder than Disneyland. But from what you're explaining, Disneyland ain't easy. Like, just because it's the happiest place on earth doesn't mean it's easy.
100%. I feel like our show is definitely, I would say, the hardest. I feel like everyone I
Yeah.
talk to that has done the Disneyland Paris Mickey's Christmas Big Band show, everyone says it is the hardest show that they've actually ever had to do. Because of the heels, the tap is really hard. We have to
Yeah.
like wing, wing, wing with a stamina, with a half an hour show, 5 shows a day, 5 days a week. It is constantly, you're just like on adrenaline.
Oh my goodness, girl. Holy
Yeah,
moly. Who needs cardio when you just have to do wings in the show?
literally.
Oh, wowzers. What was your favorite part about being a dancer in Disneyland?
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Well, it's Disney Paris, I guess.
Yeah,
Performing every day to sold out shows. All of our shows were sold out, which was
that's
insane.
incredible.
It was crazy. I feel like the best part is having that standing ovation, and having just like fans or kids there that look up to you, and you're like their biggest inspiration. This is what I want to do. This is epic. Like, just seeing their faces, and yeah, just performing. I feel like that's the best part. It's the best feeling in the world. And building friendships with our cast from
Yeah.
all over the world too is so special.
Oh, that's amazing. And how did you go with like did your family come to see you, or like how did you
Yeah,
go also with like navigating family life as well with different time zones and everything like that?
yeah. I mean, it was tricky. I did 2 seasons of Mickey's
Yep.
Christmas Big Band. So in my first season, my mum and my partner, which is now my fiance, um,
Shing.
yeah. And my grandma came to visit me, which was very special and made me look forward to something. I am such a homebody, so just seeing my family meant the world to me, and I could kind of, yeah, I was just looking forward to seeing them. Time zone was a bit tricky, but you just make it work. You just call them at night or early in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, just having that support from them really meant the world. So yeah.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Well, why don't you also like run us through like your day? Like I know you talk about like time zones different. Like, did you have a specific time from this time to this time that you could call them that worked within your schedule? Talk us through just your timeline of your day.
Um, it would fluctuate. I feel like,
Yeah.
because also, so my partner was in Australia, in Melbourne, and then my mum and my grandma are in New Zealand. So with
Right.
Australia and New Zealand, it's a 2 hour time difference.
Yes.
And then with France, I don't even know the time difference with that, but I just
But there
I
was.
spoke, so I would like kind of, a day in a life would be wake up really early morning, call mum, because I call her pretty much every day,
Yeah.
and then do my shows, at lunchtime, I would probably call my partner, and then go home, have dinner.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. Just the shows, and then weekends you get to explore. Did you get to explore a lot on the weekends and everything like that?
Yeah, so everyone had 2 days off. So we
Yeah,
were five on 2 days off. It depended on like what days you had. Maybe it was a Thursday, Friday, or
yeah,
but that kind of felt like my Saturday, Sunday.
yeah.
Um, and we were kind of buddied with someone else. So we would explore Paris. Some people even went to London because it's so close.
Yeah, like why not?
With 2 days.
Yeah,
Do kind of whatever you wanted. I was just kind of a little bit scared to go some places, and so
yeah.
I was just kind of exploring Paris with my friend, and we went to all these little cafes and walked around the river, and yeah, went to see some shows with the cast at Moulin Rouge and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, nice. Did this contract like influence your dance career? Like if you look back at it, do you think this contract specifically had a big impact in how you're dancing now and where you're at in your career?
Yeah, I guess it did it in a way. I was super grateful again to have come back again for a second season. I did have to audition, kind of re-audition, but yeah, that kind of helped me a little bit with my career. And I also got a tap gig through Paris tap community to dance in Toulouse for a little gig for Airbus
Oh,
Awards.
amazing.
Yeah, so the Airbus, the planes.
Yes, yes.
There was a gig for that, so again,
Wild.
through connections through the tap dance Paris community, they asked me and my best friend Tiff to go to Toulouse to dance there for a tap show for the Airbus Awards of Excellence. So we went down there and we just made the best memories. So yeah, I definitely think it definitely influenced my dance career. I did think having it on my CV though would kind of help me get more Disney's. Like it'll be easier to get Disney Tokyo or Disney Hong Kong, but that's definitely not the case.
That's not the case.
No.
Yeah, right. That's so interesting too. Like, you just never know what connections you're going to make on your contract. And I think it's so important for dancers to realize that the job that you're on could potentially lead you to your next one. So having you say that, and like it's not just like a little gig that you got either, like that's huge, which is
Yeah.
great. And I
Yeah.
feel like how you explain like all like your learning of the shows, like that would have just influenced how you picked up Corey and all that kind of stuff for future gigs and
A
how you
hundred.
probably presented yourself and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
No, amazing. Talk us through like the kind of performances that you did. Like what was some of the shows that you performed, and like I know you said you had tap and everything included. Just talk us through some of the shows you did.
Yeah. So like I said, it's Mickey's Christmas Big Band. It's a Christmas show over 4 months. So it was October through to Jan.
Yeah.
They had Christmas songs merged with Big Band because there was a live band. From Sing Sing to Don't Mean a Thing, and we did Jingle Bells. So it was just kind of the Christmas classics mixed with Big Band. We had three quick changes in between. Um, yeah, but we had to do all the tracks and do our little mini solos. So yeah.
Yeah, right. And what was your favorite part of like the performances? Like what was your favorite number?
Ooh, okay. The finale, Sing Sing.
Ooh.
So changes into a little suit, plays on the drums, and we come out in a top hat and tails, and we do a little sexy number with all the girls, and then and it was just big confetti. It was a huge finale number. It was great.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of fun. And to finish on it too would have been like, here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, this is my favorite part.
No, that's amazing. How did you maintain like your enthusiasm with your role? Like especially during like the busy period in Christmas and you know, there's so many shows that you do every day. How did you just maintain like that? This is the best place on earth. Like you had to portray that to kids. How did you go navigating it?
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty easy some days, as in because the cast again means like the world for them. Being your friends, being with my best friend, obviously having family come see me was really important. But also, yeah, kind of just tuning in with yourself and being like, this is my why. This is why I'm here. You have to show up every day. This is to remind yourself that you are dancing your dream right now. This is your dream show. This is your dream role. Yes, some days is really hard. Yes, some days I don't want to get out of bed and do it, but it's that why, that motivation, and you're here. You're doing your dream. You're dancing at Disney. Like,
How can you not be happy?
exactly. Obviously, again, some days are harder than others, but it's just reminding yourself that you're pretty lucky to do this.
Yeah, just that like reality check kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you have any like moments like where you had like an audience that just were like, you know, we all know as dancers, there's some audiences that give you everything and just bring out an extra level in you because everyone's having a great time. And then there's others that it's like, holy moly, you could get more out of a rock. Did you have any of those experiences, or was just everyone happy to be there because it was Disneyland and everything like that?
I feel like majority of them loved the show.
Yeah.
Even some of them flew from Tokyo, like some fans to see it.
Really?
Main fans that came to every single show, but obviously there were some shows that were a bit dull.
Yeah.
But I feel like when we do that, I feel like our cast tends to perform even harder because we're like, we want to impress them. We want them to make some noise. So on stage, we would be like, woo, let's give it up. Like we would be vocal, and we would actually have more fun on stage because we're vibing with each other on stage. So it didn't really matter kind of how the audience felt, as long as we felt good on stage. And we just had fun with it.
Yeah, amazing. And that's so important to like, as again, to remember as dancers, like you can have the hardest audience, but as long as you're vibing with the people next to you, I mean, it can create such great memories, and you know, you can get your high energy from that way rather than just an audience too.
Definitely.
What do you wish people knew about working at Disney?
So we actually had to do Disney University a week before we started rehearsing it.
Disney University?
It's a thing. It's a thing. So pretty much we had to learn about the guidelines and procedures of the park. If anything were to happen in case of emergency, we would just have to do a week of Disney Uni, literally with a book.
No way.
It kind of felt like I was back at school, but it was fun because then some of it was physical. We had to go through the park and do like a scavenger hunt and learn about some of the history. And so, yeah, that was a really fun part.
That's so cool. I had no idea Disney University was a thing.
Neither.
Crazy.
Neither. And something else is, again, it is a lot of hard work, but rewarding. And for everyone, maybe learn basic French because you need to.
It will help. It will help. And what was the biggest adjustment you found when you came back home? So you've done the contract and then you came back home. What was the biggest adjustment that you had to really, put some time into or anything like that?
Wow. Obviously my injury.
Yeah.
With shin splints, it took ages to recover from.
Yeah.
But also just like everyday life things, like coming back home, you don't realize how much you miss fresh food. Like food that you're used to, because everything in France, I didn't know, like they don't have fresh milk. We had to get like lifelong milk, and I feel like their produce wasn't as fresh, and all you're eating is bread and carbs and pasta and everything every day. So my tummy hated me. So being back, fresh food, and I guess seeing family, and having some like familiarity around you, like my local Woolies, and you're back into like a regular schedule.
Did you find also like with like your training and stuff, stepping into training was different?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely had a different mentality going into it, of course, with wings, and I felt like I was just fully focused, and it was easier to pick up things, which was great for me because I kind of struggled. It kind of felt easier coming back into it. Obviously, it was a tap show, so coming back and doing ballet classes again, and jazz classes and commercial classes. I was like, whoa, this is,
Need a minute.
I was like, it has been a few months. But yeah, definitely, no matter what style it was, I kind of adapted to what it was and picked up the choreo pretty fast, which, yeah, it helped me.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. And for the dancer listening, what are 3 things you would tell them to help them on their own journey if they want to work or apply for Disneyland? Like, what's the 3 go-tos in a nutshell?
Okay, so number 1, I would say do your research.
Good one.
Do
Good one.
your research. Definitely, and look the part for what you're auditioning for. So definitely do your research. Number 2, I would say be prepared to work hard. It is hard. Work hard. Be prepared. And number 3, I would say be adaptable and be prepared for change, because anything can happen last minute, and you just have to be okay. Yeah, I can change that. Yep, I can do that. I can do that on the other side. Yeah, I can. So you like no matter what, you just have to be adaptable and be prepared for change.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Well, really great advice. And, everything we've touched on today has just been so insightful. Like, even stuff like I had no idea. Like, people don't talk about some of these things. So I think it's so important that you mentioned them and, so grateful for it. I really want to thank you for coming on today, and always great seeing you and your lovely face and everything.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for putting on such an incredible platform for dancers to listen to.
Oh, you're most welcome. Yeah, I feel like it's important that we all, get to a community where we get to chat and, really just talk about things. We do it naturally as dancers, but having a platform, I think, really gives people a community to build on. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.